SEI just flashed a textbook buy signal at the bottom of its trading channel, and most traders are going to completely miss what happens next. While everyone's sleeping on this altcoin, DEX volumes have exploded 724% in 12 months. Institutional money is pouring in, and the US government just started publishing economic data directly on-chain using the exact same infrastructure that powers SEI. This could be the setup of the year. Right now, SEI is sitting at a critical inflection point that combines technical breakout signals with fundamental catalysts that most retail traders don't even know exist yet. We're looking at a cryptocurrency that's not just showing bullish chart patterns, it's becoming the backbone of institutional-grade decentralized finance. According to Ali Charts, SEI has found strong support at the bottom of its trading channel. This isn't just another random bounce. We're seeing textbook technical analysis play out in real time. The 37 cents resistance level is now in sight, and if SEI breaks through with volume, we could be looking at the beginning of a massive run. But technical analysis is only half the story. Behind the scenes, SEI's ecosystem is experiencing explosive growth that suggests this breakout could have serious legs. DragonSwap DEX, Yaka Finance, and Kame Aggregator have been driving unprecedented liquidity increases across the network. Finance Bull on X just dropped a prediction that should make every altcoin trader pay attention. SEI looks ready to detonate, sitting in the buy zone, forming a textbook breakout structure. First target, $1.13. Final boss, $4.70. Those aren't random numbers. They're based on technical patterns that have been developing for months while smart money has been quietly accumulating. The numbers tell a story that mainstream crypto media is completely ignoring. DEX volumes on SEI have surged 724% over the past year. Think about that for a second. While most altcoins have been struggling through bear market conditions, SEI's decentralized exchange ecosystem has grown by more than 7 times. This isn't speculative trading volume either. We're talking about real utility, real transactions, and real money velocity accelerating through SEI's high-performance infrastructure. The network effects are becoming undeniable. DragonSwap and Yaka Finance have launched their native tokens, DRG and Yaka, and both are driving serious liquidity to the ecosystem. But the real catalyst everyone's waiting for is Kame Aggregator's token launch. When that drops, we're looking at 3 major DeFi protocols, all pulling liquidity and users into SEI's ecosystem simultaneously. SEI in turn recently shared another data point that should have your attention. Higher lows stacking equals a bullish market structure. On-chain activity exploding, TVL plus stablecoins plus daily wallets. The fundamental metrics are screaming bullish while the technical setup approaches a critical breakout level. His midterm target sits at 48 cents, which represents a 30% move from current levels. But that's just the warm-up act. While retail traders focus on price charts, something massive is happening behind the scenes that could change everything for SEI holders. The SEC and CFTC just announced that US exchanges like NYSE, NASDAQ, and CBOE can now list spot crypto assets with margin and leverage capabilities. This isn't just regulatory clarity, it's a complete game changer for institutional adoption. And SEI's high-throughput architecture aligns perfectly with SEC and CFTC priorities around transparency and fair execution. We're looking at a blockchain that was literally built for compliant institutional trading. But the real bombshell is what's happening with government data integration. The US government has started publishing key economic data, GDP, PCE, inflation, employment numbers, directly on-chain using Pyth Network and Chainlink as oracle providers. And guess what powers real-time pricing across SEI Network? Pyth Network's ultra-low latency market data infrastructure. The same system that's now feeding government economic data on-chain is already integrated into SEI's DeFi and gaming applications. This creates a scenario where SEI becomes the natural bridge between traditional finance data and decentralized applications. When institutions need real-time, government-verified economic data for their DeFi strategies, they're going to need SEI's speed combined with Pyth's precision. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Alt-season indicators are creeping higher, the Federal Reserve is pivoting toward easier monetary policy, and institutional crypto adoption is accelerating faster than most people realize. SEI's technical breakout setup is happening right as these fundamental catalysts align. Market structure is showing higher lows, on-chain activity metrics are exploding higher, and institutional infrastructure is being built in real time. From a pure technical analysis perspective, SEI is setting up one of the cleanest breakout patterns we've seen in months. The trading channel bottom provided exactly the support that technical analysts predicted, and now we're approaching the critical 37 cents resistance level. Breaking 37 cents with volume doesn't just confirm the buy signal, it opens the door to much higher targets. Finance Bull's $1.13 first target represents a 200% move from current levels. That might sound aggressive, but remember, we're dealing with a cryptocurrency that's seen 724% DEX volume growth while building institutional-grade infrastructure. The $4.70 final boss target that Finance Bull mentioned represents potential upside of over 1,000%. In traditional markets, that would be fantasy. In crypto markets with strong fundamentals and institutional backing, it's happened countless times before, but targets mean nothing without proper risk management. The key levels to watch are clear. Hold the trading channel support, break 37 cents with conviction, then target the 48 cents level that SEI intern identified as the next major resistance zone. Failure to hold channel support would invalidate the bullish setup and suggest more downside testing. Success in breaking 37 cents could trigger the kind of momentum that retail traders chase but rarely catch early. High-performance blockchain infrastructure means nothing without applications that actually use it. SEI has DragonSwap DEX processing serious trading volumes, Yaka Finance providing yield opportunities, and Kame aggregator optimizing cross-protocol transactions. Each application increases network effects and transaction velocity. The gaming applications built on SEI add another dimension to transaction volume. When Kame aggregator launches their token, we're looking at a potential catalyst that brings all these ecosystem pieces together. 3 major DeFi protocols with native tokens, all driving liquidity and users to SEI's high-performance infrastructure. Market psychology around altcoins is shifting exactly when SEI's technical setup reaches a critical decision point. After months of sideways grinding and retail capitulation, patient holders are starting to see fundamental progress that supports higher valuations. The alt-season index creeping higher suggests that capital rotation from Bitcoin and Ethereum into smaller caps is beginning. SEI's institutional backing and real utility put it in position to benefit disproportionately from this rotation. Government adoption of on-chain data publishing removes one of the biggest barriers to institutional crypto adoption: data reliability and regulatory compliance. When the U.S. government publishes GDP and inflation data on-chain using the same infrastructure that powers SEI, it validates the entire ecosystem. Professional traders understand that these fundamental shifts often precede major price movements by weeks or months. Retail traders typically notice after prices have already moved significantly. Right now, we're in that window where institutional positioning is happening before retail awareness. Everything is converging for SEI in September. Technical breakout signals, institutional infrastructure development, government on-chain data adoption, Federal Reserve policy shifts, and alt-season rotation patterns are all aligning simultaneously. The 37 cents resistance test happening right now determines whether this setup pays off for early position holders or needs more time to develop. Breaking this level with volume could trigger the momentum sequence that takes SEI toward Finance Bull's $1.13 first target within weeks. But even the conservative 48 cents target that SEI intern identified represents significant upside for holders who position before the breakout confirms. The risk-reward setup favors patient capital that can handle short-term volatility while positioning for longer-term adoption trends. The institutional backing provides downside protection that most altcoins lack. When Circle, Coinbase Ventures, and Jump Trading are backing a project, they're not planning to exit at the first sign of market weakness. These firms position for multi-year adoption cycles, not quarterly trading gains. Government data integration through Pyth Network creates a moat that competitors will struggle to replicate. Once institutions start relying on SEI's infrastructure for government-verified economic data, switching costs become prohibitive. Network effects compound over time. The 724% DEX volume growth proves that real utility is driving real adoption, not just speculative trading. Whether SEI reaches Finance Bull's $4.70 final boss target depends on broader crypto market conditions and adoption timeline execution. But the path from current levels to $1.13 looks increasingly clear as technical and fundamental factors align. For holders who understand that generational wealth creation in crypto requires surviving short-term volatility while positioning for long-term adoption waves, SEI at current levels represents exactly the kind of asymmetric opportunity that patient capital targets. The next few weeks determine whether this analysis proves prescient or premature. But the foundation is solid, the catalysts are aligning, and the technical setup is textbook. Sometimes the best opportunities hide in plain sight while everyone else chases the obvious plays. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency investments carry significant risks, including total loss of capital. Technical analysis and price predictions represent opinion and speculation based on publicly available information. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Market conditions can change rapidly and unpredictably. Always conduct your own research, consider multiple perspectives, and consult with qualified financial advisors before making investment decisions. Never invest more than you can afford to lose completely.